Okay guys, I'm gonna as you know, I'm doing the fib strategy. Okay, so I'm going to do a video now just to show you a little bit easier where if you're looking for buys or sells and what area when it comes into. Now we use the fibs, but also you've got to think about fair value gaps, and also got to think about market structure, basically support and resistance areas. Something to think about if it comes to the 618 and the 71, it could just go right through. It could then drop a little bit, break the 55, which then we get in, and then it could then reverse up slightly and then take a fair value gap out and then come back down. It's just basically it's a false move. So you just want to, some things you need to think about. So I'm going to explain what and why, what you can do and what you can't do. Okay. So first thing I do here, just so we mark the chart. So I come to the daily chart first, right? It's just a little something else I want to add to the strategy. I think it just makes for when you're marking up your charts. What I like. I just want to, you want to do market structure. Now I use this multi-time frame area, which you can see, as you can see, for the 30-minute to the weekly is down, and the average is down. Okay, so you're happy. So what I like to do, mark the high and the low, the daily, but I like to even candles, as you can see here. It's this one here, and then I like to mark the low of it even again. Now, if this wasn't here, I'd mark this one. Okay, but as it is. And then you just work it from there, but you want to know was it trending first as well. As you can see, it broke structure here, so this is the new low, and then it's even. So you just want like a nice even candle. So there's one there, but this is the last one, and this is the last high. And if this wasn't here, then you would go here or here, depending on what was there. And then what I like to do, so then you've got your range, is basically put in a 50%. Okay. So what you're looking for now is you're looking for two areas that you're looking to what to do. Now, as you know, it's going down. We're looking for a certain area, so we're looking to come up here in this area here and drop. And then that's what obviously put the fibs. We put the fibs up, and I'll show you how we put the fibs out. Okay, which has already gone on my strategy already. So that's what you're looking for. So you're looking for sells. So as we've marked that out, we mark and we put in. We're looking for sells. Okay. So now what we do, we jump down to the 4 hour, and I like to mark fair value gaps now. Okay, so this is when I add this in. Okay, so fair value gaps we're going to mark. So as you can see, it's a 4 hour fair value gap there. Okay, so I'm going to add this into the strategy now. It's just to mark up the charts. It's preparation for your trading week. Okay, so I like just to mark the 4 hour fair value gaps. So we say 4 hour fair value gaps. Okay, and then we do another one, 4 hour fair value gaps. Okay, so wrong one. Put it back. So they're marked up there, and then what I like to do now, work out where your fibs are. Okay, so for me, this was broke here. Break a structure. Now, because this high didn't break, this is still the high, didn't pull back enough. So if I put it here, didn't pull back to the 50%. So this is my range, because this broke structure. For this is my whole range, if that makes sense. So I look at that, and then on the 4 hour, on the daily, you can see that was a range as well. So that's my range. Now I'm looking for to pull back up this area. What I then do then, after I've got that, you can do the fibs on the 4 hour, or you can do fibs on the 1 hour, right? So fibs on the 1 hour, exactly the same. Okay, now again, if you pull the fibs out from there, it didn't come back to the 50%. So there's my fibs, and this one, this here, this range here broke that low. So this is my range, and now I said we're looking to go in that there. Okay, so what we do now, once we do that, we mark support resistance areas. Now, all you're looking for support resistance areas is areas where it's touched 3 or 4 times. Okay, touch 3 or 4 times, and then we go from there. Let me mark them now for you. Okay, so areas that are touched 3 or 4 times. So what we do, I know it's like mark a low one and a high one. I only really mark 2, but I always go to the left quite a bit. So I'm just going to go here quickly, and then I'll adjust it as I go along. So as you can see, look, it's played around in here, but we need a good candle for it. It's not a bad one there, to be honest. And then you see it just keeps bouncing through it. A hit there, come back down, push back down, then went sideways through it all the time, bounce, went up, down, back down again. Yeah, I think that's not a bad one. Okay, so I mean you'll get used to doing these when you do them. So there's one there. Now I need another. I need one higher up. All right, so I'll look for one probably around about here. As you can see, it's all going to touch. Yeah, probably about here. This candle here might work. All right. You can adjust these as you go along. All right. So it's not a bad one there. Yeah, I could say, well, so it's not really, that's not really the candle. I would probably then put it down a bit further then. Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, it's just trial and error with the support resistance areas where it hit. If you think about it, went up, pushed up again, came back down, went up, came down, went back up again, then mucked around there, and then dropped. So yeah, I'd say that you could make that slightly bigger, but you'll see you play along. Anyway, right, okay, so that's the area there. So what we do now, we just let it play. So we'll just jump down to the daily, so it'll go quicker. And then see what it does. Okay, so when we get to the area, so obviously what we do, we'll set alarms. Oh God, that's really quick. So right over there. So obviously set alarm for the 618 area, right? So sorry, I forgot to mark the 618 area. So that's the 618 area there. All right. And that was on the, so you would have marked that on the 1 hour. Apologies, I forgot to do that. So you'd have marked the 618 area on the 1 hour as well. So 618 271. Right. As you can see, it's come to the 4 hour fair value gap, right? So I'm going to rewind this a little bit. So your alarm would have gone off, okay? So it came to the fair value gap 4 hour, it came to 618. Oh, change that, that's wrong. 618, okay, so the 71. Now, you can jump down to the 15 minute as you want and then enter there, right? So, and you're doing nothing wrong because this is part of the strategy. But you've got to think what's up front up here. You've got to think there's a fair value gap here, there's also some support resistance area up here. Now, yes, you can jump in, and it's not wrong because that's a strategy. It is. But just think what's up. Now I'm going to show you now entering on this. We drop down to the 15 minute, and now we're going to enter. Right. So you've got the big candle here. Now because it's going back up, you can leave it for a little bit and wait till it drops. Right now it's dropped. So you would have entered, and you would have nothing wrong with it. You would have entered on that candle there, yeah. So we're going to enter now on this candle because you did nothing wrong, but you've got your W, so you make sure you got your W first. So the way you're looking for the W's, just change it to the lines. Okay. You've got a little, sorry, M, you're looking for M, sorry. So you're looking for M down there, M. You've also, take this off, you've also got like a little M there, but it's before, you want it in here, so you could have said that's an M. I'm happy with that, and a little M there as well, okay? So you will add an M there, and you entered there. So what you're doing is you're going for a 2 to 1, and you're doing nothing wrong by entering this way. Right, let's change this back to candles, and we're just going to run it. You would have still been just in. It's just playing around. So this stage you can either take it out, pushing up, and then you can go, do you know what, I'm going to do it. And there's another one you can look at as well. You've got these, the 9 and the 21. Once it starts going like this way and starts going up, then it opens up. You could take this out now and go, do you know what, I'm going to take the 1%. Because technically you would have had a 1% up here, yeah? So you've nothing wrong with that. You'll keep an eye on it, but then it starts crossing again. So you just keep an eye on it, right? And when it's doing that, you can do, you know what, I'm going to take this now and just take a little bit of profit, because look, it's broke that here and then it's opened up. So the 9 and the 21, this EMA, that extra that I've added, which I'll explain later, right, is crossed here, so you could add that as well, something else, and you can say, right, do you know what, coming out. So it's just about when you to monitor your trades. You need to monitor your trades when your trades are on. So you could cut out that or break even, set the break even. Now if you left it on, right, you would have been stopped out. Okay, well, not stopped out, you'd have still been in, but you'd have been broke even if you changed the break even, or you would have took profit, and then it would have took you out after that, I think. Yes, right, so it took you out. Not wrong with that. So anyway, we're going to go back to the 1 hour quickly. Now, as you can see, it's took these out here, but look what's above here, right? Right, and then you're thinking, well, it's going for them. Guess where it's gone to? It's gone. It took the 4 hour out, right? It's just touched it's touched it. If I had that right, I think if I had it a bit lower, and I think I had it right anyway, but probably moved it, playing around with it, right? It's touched that area. I think if I had it there, like I was going to have it, right, it would have probably touched the area. Let's have a look. This is on the 1 hour, guys. Yeah, look, 1 touch, 2 touch, and then it went back up again. And look, you've got your M, 1, 2, 1 there. Look, if I change it to the candles, align, sorry. Look, right, it didn't actually touch, but the wicks touched. Okay, so it's in the area. Look at it, and then it's dropping. So the wicks didn't. The wicks would have touched, but the candles didn't. Look, wick touched there, wicks touched there. I'm happy with that, right? But look, it dropped. Now you would have entered here because you would have got the trade here. You've gone for short position. Now this is on a 1 hour. Now you could have got it on the 15. We'll do the 15 in a minute. I'll go to the wick, and then what I would personally would do is cover that rest of that support. All right, probably, and then just drop down to the 1, and this is on a 1 hour, guys, and I'll show you the 15 in a minute. And it's dropped, right? So, and that is all because of the fair value gap, the fair value gap that was there, that it filled. So that filled the fair value gap and then touched that. So it actually filled the fair value gap as well as that. So I had 1 fair value gap, 2 fair value gaps, and it touched both of them. And then it went to the support resistance area. So you just got to think about what's above it as well, guys. Okay, just think about what's right. So it's not just a case of putting on the 618 and hope for the best, but you're waiting it. But you had nothing wrong with that. You would have still got a small little 15-minute trade there. Now I'll go back quickly, just rewind it slightly. Right, I'm going to rewind it when it touched there. Okay, I'm going to jump down to 15-minute, and you could have jumped to 15-minute again. Right, that was the right. So look, 1, 2, there's an M there. Wait for it to break. No, not yet. Touched again. Right, now I'm going to enter now because a good candle there. So I would probably jump down. You could have probably just say for instance there. Just say for instance there. I've probably got a bit higher there. I know, do the 1 on it, and then look, you're not even on that. You could have, if you did that one on the 15-minute, right, you could have had an 8 or 9 or 1 and the rest, because if you play it out now, it didn't even stop me out, and I actually didn't put that stop loss higher. But even if I put the stop loss a bit higher there, like I was going to do, but even though I put it to the high, I still would have been in. And then look, it fucking drops. So as you can see there, it would have got a good 9.5 to 1 or 9.3 if it did that there. So not a bad trade at all. So you just to recap, obviously you just got to know where you are and what you are in the trade and what's above you, okay, before you actually think about putting it on, and otherwise you might get caught out. So I'll just go through this strategy again. Okay, so first thing we do, okay, we mark, bear with me for 2 seconds, we mark the highs and lows, yeah, daily, and gives you your range, okay, as we did here. Right, so just let me read back in there again. Okay, so as you can see, mark the highs and the lows, okay, and then we've got our range here, okay. So mark the 2 flats, okay, here, and then with 2 bottom flats, okay, and that gives us our high and low of the daily, and then we mark a 50%. Once we've done that, we then obviously working out a structure on the 4 hour. As you can see, it's trending down, so it's breaking the 4 hour there. So when you came to the chart here, it's breaking lows here, so there's your range from here. It didn't pull back enough here to warrant that, but because it broke the internal structure, for me it wanted the overall structure to break, which is this one here. So this is now your range, and then your fibs go out. Okay, so you got your area your 618 to your 771. Also get your fair value gaps, okay, on the 4 hour. So you've marked your 4 hour fair value gaps, and then you obviously work out your fibs on the 1 hour. So your fibs normally set out on your 1 hour, but you can do it on your 4 hour as well. But like there, as I said before, I like it pushed through the Bollinger Band, okay, the high and the low, and it's wick to wick, okay, from left to right, from down to the bottom, okay, from top to bottom. Like I said, 4 hour fair value gaps, and then your 618, and then support resistance. Now support resistance, what you're looking for is touches. As you can see, this support resistance here went straight through, and you can see the support here, then came the resistance here, then came support. This was resistance, and then pushed through, and then it came back resistance again. So it was support again, then resistance again. This is support, but then it pushed through, became resistance, pushed through, and then as you can see, all the touches it came through here. And if you look, it keeps bouncing off. So that's why I mark these areas. It's just an extra area that you could think about that it could go to before you jump in that trade, especially the 4 hour fair value gap, and especially the support or resistance areas, okay. And as you can see here, it hit the fair value gap, and it also hit the support, the resistance area as well, okay. So if I zoom in here on the 4, this is on the 1 hour, look, touch the fair value gap, which I marked off on the 4 hour, and then also it hit the support, the resistance area, and then bounced off. Look, hit once, come back down, hit twice, came back down, and then also hit the fair value gap again, and then dropped. Okay, so if you could have gone in on the 1 hour, you could have gone in on the 15 minute like I did on this one, just to show you. Okay, that was on the 15 there, this one, and that was on the 1 hour. Okay, so it's just knowing where you are and what's above you or below you before you actually think about getting in. You could have got this one here when it went into the area 618, but like again, there was stuff at the top here. But look, what I said before, you could have carried on and it would have done here, but if you look at this EMA 9 and 21, you can use this to then give you it. But once it starts breaking the 55, I probably start thinking it gets a good candle. I start thinking you either set, once you get down here, be setting a break even, or you take the profit straight away. Or once it starts breaking the 55 here, especially on the 1 hour, I'd probably end up taking it out and take a little bit of profit. But if you look at the 9 EMA and the 21 EMA, look, opened up again, so I'll definitely be taking it here. So you would have got maybe a little bit of profit, and that's basically it. So there's something else to think about as well. If it stayed below this E55 EMA, then I would have kept in that trade. But like you said, it came close here. Maybe we just took it anyway, because literally just touched take profit for 2 to 1. So that could have won and could have got you some profit anyway, even though it came here. So it does work either way. Okay, so it's powerful. It's a powerful strategy, this, but it's just knowing what's above you or what's below you, depending if you're going up or down for sell or buy. Okay, so just think of that as well. So something else to think about. So I hope you like the strategy. Hope you like the extra add-on confirmation. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye.